From Central Indiana's #1 news source, this is Fox 59 Tonight.
Well, good evening. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 59 Tonight. I'm Cameron Riddle. We appreciate you downloading our brand new Fox 59 Smart TV app. If you don't have it, you can find it on your Apple TV, your Roku TV, or your Fire TV. Just search Fox 59 now. You'll find that pretty blue logo there. Download that app. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button because we are here every night talking about what is happening in and around Central Indiana and beyond. It is summertime. Thank God. If you are a parent, if you are a teacher, if you're a school bus driver, we are all excited because it is summertime. Last week of school, and that means we get to send the kids off, hopefully, to somewhere safe and fun. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in the house with them. You know, you've got the Boys and Girls Club, you've got the YMCA, but there's also Big Brothers, Big Sisters here in Central Indiana. We'll introduce you to what it is they do, not just this summer, but year-round, how you can help, how you can participate, and learn more about what it is that another great organization is doing that offers a safe and fun place for your kids 365 days of the year. Someone who knows that very, very well is the CEO of the organization. She is on our live line. She's virtual with us today. There she is. Darcey Palmer-Shultz is the CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana. Good evening. Thank you, Madam President. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Let me see. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Now I think we can hear you.
Okay.
There we go. Now we've got
it's
you.
working.
Would require me to press the right button.
Okay.
Madam President, thank you for spending some time with us to tell us about Big Brothers Big Sisters. Tell us about the organization. As I was telling you offline, you know, I'm a Boys and Girls Club kid, so I know lots about the organization, but Big Brothers Big Sisters is one a little more difficult for me to say, but it is an organization that has been around for a long time, and you two have a long legacy of serving the community. Tell us more.
Yeah, Big Brothers Big Sisters has been serving the Central Indiana community for more than 50 years and nationally for over 100. But we provide kids with positive mentoring relationships and experiences. So, really operating under the belief in the outcomes that we see, that when kids have access and support from mentors, they thrive. You know, they have additional people in their corner who are there for them, who open up doors of possibility, who, give them experiences that they may or may not have otherwise, and really just encourage them as they grow. And so that's what we focus on. And the Central Indiana office here that serves Marion, Hamilton, and Johnson counties and kids and families in those communities, we really operate as a mentoring hub. And so in addition to the services that we provide directly, we also partner with a number of other youth programs and mentoring programs in our community so that kids have access to those programs as well. So when kids and families enroll with Big Brothers Big Sisters, we work to get them enrolled and supported through our programming, but we also connect them to the other great programs in our community while they're waiting for that Big Brothers Big Sisters experience so they get support as quickly as possible.
I won't ask you to compare yourself to the other organizations like the Y or the Boys and Girls Club, but there is something that is different about Big Brothers Big Sisters compared to the others. What would you say that is?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing in our program is that our core program is really one-to-one. So every child that we serve gets the support of one dedicated volunteer who meets specifically with them, has a specific relationship with them, and really can customize the experience that they have based on an individual child's interests and needs in terms of what they want to work on or what they want to learn more about or what they want to experience, what kind of support they need in a very customized way. And so that's the thing that's really special about it, is that volunteers and kids actually get to choose what they do together based on their own interests. Additionally, because it's one-to-one, kids and families, it's a more accessible program. So volunteers actually go to pick up kids from the family home for the experiences that they have together, which really alleviates a transportation barrier that a lot of kids and families in our community might face in participating in other programs. It's a lot to juggle raising kids. and it's a lot to juggle the schedules of all of it. So to
Mhm.
be able to kind of overcome that transportation and logistics barrier is a big way for us to serve as many kids as possible who might not otherwise have really easy access to positive experiences and programming in our community.
Big brothers, big sisters. N- uh, this is one where you guys really rely on volunteers. You can't have a little without a big, and you can't have a big
Right.
without a little. One, explain what
That's
those
right.
terms are, because people are like, a
Yeah.
big, a little. What's that?
Yeah, absolutely. Those are our kind of terms of endearment for the people involved in our program. But our program is based on really creating a big brother, big sister, little sister type relationship for those who are involved. Um, and we shorten that to bigs and littles. So our kids that we serve, we refer to as littles. And our volunteers, our mentors that we work with, we refer to as our bigs for short. And those are kind of the core ingredients of our program, in addition to the staff support and the parental engagement that's part of every relationship. But yeah, we rely very heavily on volunteers, probably more so than most,
Hmm.
nonprofit or
Hmm.
programs do because of the nature of that one-to-one experience that we create. And so for every child that we serve, we need at least one volunteer, but we actually also enroll couples or friends to serve one child. So there's kind of a 2-to-1 ratio or a 1-to-1 ratio um, in the programming that we offer. But it is a very heavy volunteer need. And I will say right now, we're being very honest with the community that we're having a hard time keeping up with that. We have more than 900 kids who are asking for this experience, and we don't have enough mentors to serve all of them. We're having a hard time even keeping up to serve them as quickly as possible. And so we've been working really hard to get the word out, and we're getting some good traction, but
Hmm.
it's a year-round effort for us to recruit volunteers. So we always want everyone to know there's no one time to sign up. If it strikes you today, please do sign up today. But if you're thinking about it a week from now, a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, please sign up. We have so many great kids who are so full of potential and so excited about this opportunity. They want it. It's not a punishment for them. It's not
Hmm.
something their parents making them do. They really want to be involved and to have the support. And we want to make sure that they get it.
Well, Darcey, why do you think? What is that trouble? And is it that you just have an explosion of kids who are looking for a partner, or is it that there just aren't enough people volunteering as much to serve in that role?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's both. I think there it is. I think a lot of people feel intimidated by what they think it means to be a volunteer in our program. And that's one of the things we're really trying to make sure that we explain as much as possible to really reassure everyone that they really already have what it takes to be good at being a big. And we have staff that support every step of the way. We have so many partnerships and activities that give them things to do together so they don't have to figure it all out on their own. And it keeps the costs low to
Hmm.
participate. So many opportunities are just available from Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And the reality is, it's actually one of the more flexible volunteer experiences because you design your own schedule.
Hmm.
So while we do ask our volunteers and kids to see each other at least twice a month, what they do, when they do it, how much time they spend together is really up to what works for them. And so we really want people to know, this actually is a very flexible experience.
Hmm.
It is something you already are good enough to do. You don't have to be perfect. Um, you just have to be human. You have
Hmm.
to be someone who cares about someone else and will show up for them. But our team and our organization really try and take the lift out of it so that it is as easy as possible for everyone. Um, and it's something that, kind of our bigs who are involved already always comment on it's not as much time as they expected it to be, and they get more out of it than they expected. So I think it's just one of those things where it comes down to, who do you want to be? What do you want to be for our community and for other people? And is this something that might help you fulfill that? Because for many people, they find it such a fulfilling experience in their own lives that it becomes organic. It doesn't become something on their to-do list. It becomes a person that they care about, that they look forward to seeing. And that's what's really great about it in the end.
So obviously you need good people. You want a good example and good role model for folks. If they're listening and say, all right, I could consider being a mentor. Where do people even start to find out what you're looking for and where you need it?
Yeah, the easiest starting place is always to visit us online. You can sign up and let us know that you're interested just through a very short um, form on our website. You can also learn about other events that are coming up that you could come out to learn more about volunteering. And so there's those two options there. And then from there, our staff follow up and kind of guide you through the steps of the process. We are honest and upfront about it is a little bit of a process because we want to make sure you have everything you need, that we prepare you, and that we really kind of make sure this is the right fit for you.
Well, I think that probably scares a lot of people too. Like, are you just going to pair me with somebody or just give me a kid?
Yeah.
And that's not how it goes.
No, it's not. It's really something that our staff walk you through every bit of it. And we meet with you when you meet your little for the first time. Our team is there with you and kind of introducing everybody and getting you up and running. So it's such a supported experience that I think it takes the guesswork out of it for volunteers, and it takes some of the, oh gosh, am I out on my own? You're not, you're not out on your own. And we really want to be there. That's what we take a lot of pride in doing for everyone who's involved. And I think in the end, what we always hear is that people feel like, I'm so glad I got to know this person. I'm so glad I got to spend time with them. It meant something to me to get to have that. And we just want to make more of that possible. Again, we have so many great kids that we get to meet who are wanting this. And it's something that we hope more people might see as a part of their lives going forward.
So you guys, like I said, summer's coming up and you guys have programming that really kicks off next week that is really focused on the summer. And I know that there is several different things that are happening. I've got my list that I made of all the things that are coming up somewhere, but of course I can't find it when I'm trying to look for it. But if you could tell us some of the things you have coming up, if you happen to know those off top of your head.
Yeah, so for families that are involved, we kind of kick off our summer with our big celebration. So we'll be out at the Children's Museum next Friday evening to kick off the summer with all of the volunteers and kids and parents involved in our program. Get everybody off to a fun start to the summer and kind of celebrate the year that we just had, the school year and the Big Brothers Big Sisters year with everybody. And then we have some other fundraising events happening as well. So we have our Crew for Kids event in July, which is really just a way for the whole community to support Big Brothers Big Sisters just by getting a car wash. So on July 19th, we invite everybody to come out and participate in that by buying an ultimate wash at any Crew car wash location, and those funds come back to support Big Brothers Big Sisters and the programming that we offer all year long. At the end of the summer, we have our big fundraiser called the Main Event, where we always have a famous sports focused speaker in a big fundraiser. So we're in the process of getting folks signed up for tables and sponsorships right now. And that will be September 18th at the new Fishers Event Center. And so we're getting all of that in motion. But then really from a program standpoint, we're offering events and activities every week, every month of the year. And so our volunteers and kids have a whole range of those that they can find via the mobile app that we offer to all the volunteers and parents involved in our program. And those activities range from college and career preparedness and skill building and exploration to a game night here at our office, where they just get to come and hang out with each other and, have pizza and spend some time together. So there's a huge range of that, and we're excited to have that running year round. And then for kids who are waiting to get involved in the one-to-one program, we have so many great partners that are operating programming for them too. And so we have group mentoring that Big Brothers Big Sisters provides with certain partners, and then different partners like the Bloom Project and 100 Black Men, and so many others offer such great experience for kids while they're waiting as well.
So, Darcey, a lot of what you mentioned, you mentioned a fundraiser, and I MC things all the time, and I tell people, hey, not only are we here to have a good meal, but this is a fundraiser,
Yeah.
because what happens, what you got, all of these things that you do year round, and correct me if I'm wrong here, are free for the little, and I'm going to assume that the big is not coming out of their pocket to, spend time or mentor. It's not costing them something because of the
Yeah, we
fundraisers.
are. Yeah, our programming is definitely no cost to kids and families. And then we work really hard to keep it as low cost as possible for volunteers through all of the things that we offer for them to do together. And so we do raise funds all year long. We're very grateful to have such a supportive community for our program, so many individuals and businesses and foundations that support us. But those fundraisers that we run during the summer, um, they make a big difference in our ability to support kids year after year. And so we are grateful for anyone to consider participating in that and showing up in that way as well. Our biggest need is always volunteers, and that's something we are always pushing. But the second thing that does go into it is funds to support the work. And so we appreciate everyone for their generosity and really keeping our program around for so many years. It takes a whole community to make that possible, and that's part of it as well.
So, Darcey, organizations who you mentioned Bloom Project, you mentioned 100 Black Men, fantastic organizations here in Indianapolis
Mhm.
who do great work. Um, is there an opportunity for other organizations to um, collaborate and work together and expand programming?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we are very focused on not only serving as many kids as we can through Big Brothers Big Sisters programming, but really operating as a hub for as many youth programs as possible to work together so that when kids ask for support, we are working together to make sure that they get it. And we have more than 20 partners that work with us right now, but we're always looking and inviting conversations to see how else we can work with other programs that might not be in the fold yet, because at the end of the day, we're all working towards the same goals. We want kids to have support. We want them to have experiences. We want them to learn and grow and develop their confidence. And when we can do that together, we really bridge the gap. So that's really important to us. And we want to make sure that we invite anybody to come and have a conversation with us so that we can be part of that. We're fortunate that so many kids and families know of Big Brothers Big Sisters and reach out to us because they already know about us. But that demand outpaces us. As long as we've been around and as big as we might be, we still are working to keep up with the demand because it's so huge. And so that partnership approach has been critical to making sure that we're doing as much as we can to bridge that gap as fast as possible for every child that comes to Big Brothers Big Sisters and wants to have an opportunity to have someone support them and show up for them and open doors for them to learn.
We've got just a few minutes left, but um, excuse me, for some reason I just lost my voice. But Darcey, in your time with Big Brothers Big Sisters, what is something that people have told you makes all the difference in why they, one, send their child, or why they too, as a little, enjoyed it? And I know a lot of the littles end up becoming bigs to other kids as they age out. Why do people tell you they do it?
Yeah. So I think from a volunteer standpoint, people come because they have some sense of wanting to give back. They have some sense of wanting to be there for someone else because they recognize that they've benefited from that in their own lives. Um, and I think what they find is by giving back, you actually, add more to your own life in the process. So it's such a reciprocal experience that, um, that people, they want to have that experience. They want to give back, and they know that it feels good to do it. And so that is such a part for all of us. And I think, where people feel challenged by time or energy or all of the commitments that they have, I think the thing that's really important to remember is that when you engage in this way, you actually get a boost yourself. It doesn't take something away, it adds something to your life.
Mhm.
And then from a child and family standpoint, I think the reality is, Big Brothers Big Sisters has a reputation for being a place that removes barriers for kids to get support, provides really individualized support. So kids get one-on-one time that is hard to come by. In this particular moment, there's so much data about what the previous Surgeon General referred to as the epidemic of loneliness and isolation. And I think what it brings us to is this recognition that we all need relationships, that we all need connections, and care from other people. We all do, and kids especially do. Right now, I think to have that in-person human connection and support that's individualized and focused on them is a rarity, and it is something that's really special. And then the thing that becomes completely undeniable about it is the outcomes. I mean, when you see that kids who are littles earn more in their lifetime, are more likely to go to school, that they do well in school while they're in the program. I'm sorry, more likely to go to college and then do well in school while they're in the program. They avoid risky behaviors. They develop social and emotional skills. It's a holistic experience,
Mhm.
and kids benefit across the board. And the reality is, while Big Brothers Big Sisters is a certain version of this kind of support that is proven with outcomes, any of us can look back in our own lives and say, gosh, that person who showed up for me, I can see how that influenced me and how that made a difference for me.
Mhm.
And it planted a seed, and that
Mhm.
seed might have been this big when I knew them, but it grew over time.
Mhm.
And I think that that's what's fundamental. That's what's everlasting about the Big Brothers Big Sisters model, is that relationships are part of all of us. They're part of how we all thrive. Um, and we're just fortunate that we're able to be a bridge in a place where sometimes there's a gap in the access that kids have to those types of relationships. Um, and it's a real honor to get to do that work.
Um, Darcey, if folks want to get involved in any type of way, what is the best place to start? Whether that is volunteering, they have an organization, or they want to donate. Where do you begin?
Yeah, well, I think that, I mean, I would welcome anyone who's interested sincerely to reach out to me directly. All of my information's on our website. Our team is always happy to connect with anyone who wants to be part of what we're trying to do. And so whether it's me or a connection to another staff member, just reach out to one of us directly. We're all online, and we all want to have any conversation that might lead to more kids getting support. If you want to specifically sign up to be a volunteer and that's kind of your interest space, there, like I said, there's a form online that gets you started, and there's also information about upcoming events where you can come and learn more too. But like the essence of our mission is about relationships. I mean, the more you reach out to one of us directly, the more we can kind of figure out what that best fit is, and we're more than happy to have that conversation sincerely.
All right. Darcey, thank you so much for coming on. Again, you've got a couple of things that are coming up just next week, the beginning of June. What I have, when I was able to find my list, you've got pickleball for kids on the north side. That's on June 3rd. June
Yep.
4th, trivia for kids on the south side. I like that you're on different sides of town.
Yep.
And And then Friday is the Play for Kids celebration. So Pickle on Pin, that's June 3rd. That's at 11575 North Pennsylvania Street. That's in Carmel. That's north. The Planetary Brewing Company, 188 South Madison Avenue. That's down in Greenwood. That is for your kids on the south. Friday, June 6th, it is the Children's Museum. Nice central location for everybody there at 30th and Meridian at the Indianapolis Children's Museum. And then, of course, bbbsci.org. That is the website to find out everything that you guys are doing. And then if you want to give out your email so people, if they can't find it, they can find you via email.
It's real long, so bear with me. I've got a hyphenated last name, but it is D Palmer-Shultz, SHULTZ, at bbbsci.org.
And as you see, her name is at the bottom of the screen right there. So just remember at BBBSCI. So BBBSci.org is how you get to Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Central Indiana. Madam President, thank you so much for coming on. And we do want to hear more about what you guys are doing. And let's hear from some bigs and some littles and find out their story. Because, again, it takes a special person to deal with children. I've been a school bus driver for over 10 years. And sometimes it's like, man, love you to death, but if somebody had a little bit more time with you, I think that's all you're missing. I see that a lot of times in kids, and so that's why I am interested to hear the stories of Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
All right, more Fox 59 tonight coming up after this. We'll be right back.